So like I've said once, and I'll say a million more times, Satan is no dummy. He is smarter than any human being. He knows exactly what he's doing. And he has so many people deceived on so many different levels. So this one, honestly, is for the people that consider themselves to be Christian, but don't know the Bible at all. And it clearly shows, because you're still following politicians. You still think that politicians are going to save you. You still believe when they step on the stage and say anything about God or Jesus or anything. Satan can easily say any of those things. Do any of them preach repentance? No, they don't. That is the one tell. That is the one tell right there. If there's no repentance being preached, then it is a false wolf. And so many are deceived. Because y'all think just because Trump gets on stage and says, we're going to bring back a godly nation. What God? What God does he serve? He serves the God of this world, which is Satan. Just like all of them do. What we're seeing now, and what we will continue to see as time goes on, is a carefully curated trick. Where right now, let's use the Super Bowl for an example. Obviously, because everyone's freaking out about Bad Bunny this, Bad Bunny that. Yeah, another satanic puppet that they're using. Along with, just like these award shows, what Jelly Roll gets on there, starts talking about Jesus. Doesn't say anything about repentance, though. Doesn't say anything about changing your ways. Just says that he'll love you no matter what. Yeah, that's the Jesus that people that Satan loves to push. Is the Jesus that won't call you to crucify your flesh. He won't call you to actually change. Matter of fact, he loves you in your sin. He loves you, but he's not going to condone you staying in sin. He's going to pull you out. He meets you in the dirt, but he doesn't let you lay there and roll around in it. How is that love? How is that love? It's not. But that's the type of love that Satan preaches through a false Jesus. And so this is what we're going to continue to see. We're going to continue to see this false Jesus being pushed into the spotlight. And people are going to start to think, oh, wow, yeah, like, I want to follow this Jesus too, because he lets me do whatever I want. I can do whatever, I can still live in all of the sin that I want and ruin my life completely, but he still loves me. He does still love you. But you don't love him, you're not following him. And in the end, it's you making that choice whether you want to follow him or not. Because if you're doing all the things to not follow him, willfully, then you've made your choice, regardless of what your mouth says. So, with the Super Bowl and all of these other things, what we're seeing is a stage being set up that is now showing not just satanic stuff. Because, again, Satan's not stupid. He knows, okay, humanity's caught on. They know that, evil exists. They know I exist, Satan. But what he's going to do is he's going to make himself exist in two separate things. So his true self, but then a facade as well, a fake Jesus. He's going to hide behind a fake Jesus. And so that's what we see on the stage when we see at award shows, one person praising God and then another person being demonic. The brain is naturally going to be like, oh, well, duh, logically, that's demonic looking. So, that seems right. That Jesus seems right. I'll focus on that and I'll follow that. But it's a carefully curated trap because it's the same at the core. Just one has a pretty facade on it and the other one is open in your face. So at the Super Bowl, I can't remember, some politician or something's gonna be there preaching about God's goodness and the family unit and all that stuff. Again, the enemy I always like to say, he tells two truths and one lie. And that one lie negates every truth that was told. So yeah, you can get on stage and preach about the nuclear family, the fact that it is better to have a mother and father in the home as opposed to just one. You know, like, obviously it's good to have a home that is under God, that actually, like, presents godly values and isn't just putting on a mask of godly values. Like, people who are actually submitted to God and allow him into their hearts. Yeah, obviously that's going to be better. But they're just up there talking about the prettiness of all this. Like, the logical things that are, yes, that's common sense, that's good. You're not up there fighting in the spirit. You're not up there saying, hey, we're headed into Revelation right now. Hey, this world's not going to get better. It's actually going to go downhill. It's going to go way downhill, and it's going to get bad. So bad to the point, like, the human brain can't even fathom how bad it's going to get. But if you start talking about that, people get mad because they want to hear a pretty story. There is a pretty story, and that is the truth of the gospel of Christ, of how you turn to him with repentance, acknowledging that you need him, acknowledging your sin, and making a decision saying, I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to be like this anymore. Heal me, cure me. I'm sorry. Taking accountability for your actions. People don't want to hear this, and that's why Jesus was killed. He was killed by the religious leaders at that time because they didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear that they needed to change their ways. They didn't want to hear that they had to drop their pride and open up their heart and be vulnerable and surrender. They didn't want to hear that, just like this world doesn't want to hear it now. They don't accept the real Jesus, just like they didn't accept him back then. So think about that, guys. I will tell the truth, no matter what that costs me. I have Christians come at me all day long saying, this isn't how you win souls. No, actually it is. It is. Because I'd rather be told the truth than a sugar-coated lie. Love you guys.